veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I...
Dope interview,
Definitely.
for sure. So, welcome to another episode. I go by the name of S. Gordon, and welcome to Just Curious. Today, we got the man with the plan, and his name ain't Stan. His name is Sterling R. Edmonds, aka Mr. Positive Energy himself. Welcome to the building.
Man, thank you for having me, man. And it's a crazy thing. My dad name is Stan.
Really?
Yeah, so
Oh, wow.
we just all different type of energy.
Yeah, it's
Right.
crazy. Yeah, I only met like two Stanleys my whole life, and one of them was my dad.
Right? Oh, you a junior? Okay.
I had to tell my grandma, I'm like, why you name my dad Stanley? Why he couldn't be like a Robert or something like that? Yep. So I wanna start with at the beginning, man. Like I like everything that you got going on and everything that you're doing.
Likewise, bro.
And I feel like the world needs more people like yourself.
Thank
You know.
Thank you.
So I want to start at the beginning. Like you, are you from Cleveland?
Yeah, I grew up in Cleveland, Ohio.
Cleveland.
Yeah.
Okay. What side of town did you grow up?
I actually grew up on both sides of town. I grew up the way, and then I grew up like three different places for real. I grew up the way, in between Union and Harvard on Gay Avenue, and then my great grandmother stayed on Tarkington off of Lee Road, and then my dad stayed on Cliffview. That's like by the Euclid, St.
EC.
Clair area. Yeah, not EC, Cleveland. It jumped from EC back to Cleveland.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the Cliffview, you live on the Cliffview on the other side, cause ain't Cliffview like Euclid? Is that considered? That's not considered East Cleveland?
No, that ain't considered. It jumped from when you hit Noble. It jumped back to Cleveland.
Oh,
No, when you hit Ivanhoe.
Ivanhoe. Okay.
My fault. When you hit Ivanhoe, it jumped back to Cleveland.
Yeah, I actually I grew up in the Lee and Harvard area. I used to go to JFK, and then I lived in East Cleveland too.
Did
But,
you?
Yeah, I lived there when I was a baby. I don't know
Okay.
what street, but
Right.
I know I lived there as well. How was it growing up? Like, going through, cause that wasn't like a easy neighborhood. Like, how was that growing up? Was it rough for you?
Yeah, I had some rough moments. I definitely did, man. I had some times, where it was just I can only see the darkness. You know what I'm saying? Like times where I can only see like trauma and tragedy and just like mishaps was just happening, growing up like but it was early ages my foundation was set good. So I gotta put that out there. Like my mother and father, my aunts and uncles, my grandmothers, they laid a solid foundation for me at start. Anything I learned bad, it was picked up from outside forces, Like I never really seen nothing bad in the house. Like, I can't say that. I seen some things in the house too. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it was it wasn't all bad, but it wasn't all good. I'm gonna say that.
That's what's up. You went to Max Hayes?
I went to Max Hayes, yeah.
Yeah.
I went to Max Hayes.
How was that?
Max Hayes was a good school, man. I didn't take advantage like I should have. I was like getting distracted and like just getting pulled. You know what I'm saying? Like I started out good when I went there, and then it was like forces was pulling me. Like the streets pulled me. They got a hold of me, man. And I was like dropped out, and it was over with. I was head on, full on in the streets, man.
You dropped out in high school?
I dropped out. Yep, I dropped out. That was what 10th, 11th grade. Went back and got my GED though when I was like 19. Yep.
That's what's up. So going to like for those who don't know, West Side is more diverse. So you got Mexicans, Puerto Ricans, Latinos,
Oriental people,
Indian. I think
it
Chinese
was a lot of different nationalities there though.
You see, you walking out in the hall, you see somebody cussing somebody out in Spanish.
Yeah, for sure.
Max Hayes, they had a lot of different programs though. They had like tech. What was it?
Yeah, it was a vocational school.
Yeah, vocational.
Yeah, I took up auto mechanics.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You pretty good with cars now?
I would say, my father worked on cars, so it's like it's in my blood, but I really don't like to get my hands dirty per se. You know what I'm saying? I could change it, I could do it, but that ain't nothing I really wanna I never really wanted to apply myself to.
Not really a passion.
Yeah.
Okay. So you went to Akron too?
No, no, I didn't go to Akron. I went to Tri-C.
You went to Tri-C?
Yeah.
What did you major in?
Business management.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah.
Okay. So, growing up, like I know you had faced like a tragedy, like growing up. You had a cousin of yours, D.
Yeah.
That's your
You knew
cousin?
D?
No, I didn't know him. I just
Oh,
knew
you
him.
done your research. You done your research.
Yeah, you got him tatted on you and everything.
Yep. He right, Demarion. Yep.
Wow.
First cousin, Demarion Edmonds. He committed suicide, man, in 2016, man. Yep. That's a lot of, that's definitely part of the reason why I'm doing what I'm doing. There was a lot of different scenarios that played out that pushed me in the right direction while I was getting pulled in the wrong direction. So I always know like God was on my side, and the angels was always walking with me through every feat I went through in life.
Yeah, recently I had a death in my family.
My condolences, man.
Appreciate it, man. Yeah, my cousin, she passed away, and heart stopped, and she was actually headed to millions. She is driving trucks, and she like owned her own trucks and different things, semis, and she actually gave my brother the game as well. So my brother doing real good. He got a condo, he bought a brand new Harley and another brand new car, so he's doing very well. But she used to always call me and give me like positive, words, give me that positive energy. And sometimes, as an entrepreneur, you need that balance, because you getting faced with so many different things, especially being a black man. And she used to be like, I love how you give back. I like your events. I like Stan Gorge. I like how you got these girls around you.
Yeah.
So she always gave me that, because I be we face a lot of hate and different things like that as well. So waking up in the morning and I see like a feed from you and you giving some type of motivational speech is dope. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you, bro.
That's when you started the whole positive energy, the brand. Did that start right after, your cousin? Or did that start like around 17, 18? Like when did you like really go full 100 miles an hour with that?
That started 16. My cousin took his life in 2016. And after my cousin took his life, then I had my son. Yep. My cousin took his life Labor Day weekend 2016. My son was born October 1st, 2016.
Wow.
But at this time, though, in my life, I was doing the seesaw thing. I was in the streets. I was working, but I was still straddling the fence. You know what I'm saying? Never done nothing. You know what I'm saying? I was just selling weed. You know what I'm saying? But it was still like weed. I got nothing against marijuana at all, but if anything that impairs you and anything done out of moderation, it's not good for you. You know what I'm saying? So I would say like 2017, I made the decision and called my dude and was like, come get this shit. I'm done. And he came and picked it up. And then I'm like, I'm through. And then them words of I'm through got me through and forced me to create positive energy. Yep.
That's dope. Yeah, anything like you really want to do is it all start with a mind state, and people don't realize how important our mentalities is and what we say.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, I just talked to one of my business partners. He was like, what did he say? He said, like, yeah, we a small company, and I'm like, stop saying that. I'm like, we're a big company. Don't even put that out in the universe.
Words,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The words are, like when you spell, you're casting spells. So anything that you say is that's why a lot of people, when you say I'm broke, I ain't got it. No, I'm rich. Even if I just had to spend $4,000, in bills and other things that I had to pay for, and I'm down on my last $300. But I ain't say I was broke. I just said I'm rich, and I'm thank you for me spending this, and I was able to make another $1,500 within that day. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's just it's all a mentality.
Yeah, it is.
Mhm.
Mindset is everything, man.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
One thing I admire is your hustle. You know, anybody that I see that has a similarity to myself,
Mm-hmm.
you know, it's definitely an inspiration. So I be seeing you out of your trunk
Mm-hmm.
selling shirts and different things like that. And it's funny that I didn't even meet you. Somebody actually gave me a shirt, and I didn't even know.
For real?
Yeah, his name Juice.
Oh yeah, Juice Romeo. Yeah.
Yeah. He had called me, or he had hit me up on Instagram one day. This was
That's my
like,
homie.
this
Yeah.
probably was like 3 years ago, maybe 3-4 years ago. He was like, "Hey man, I want to meet with you. I got a shirt for you."
Right.
And I
Shout out
met
to
him.
Juice,
And
man.
I met
Shout
him
out
in
to
Euclid
Juice.
too. Yeah. And I thought, I'm positive energy was like a bunch of people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I was just dope. So like
Yeah.
I was like, man, like then I start seeing your videos and
Mm-hmm.
different things like that. I'm like, dang, I want to meet this. I want to meet him one day.
I'm
You know
glad.
what
I'm
saying?
glad we finally aligned and met, man. For
Exactly.
sure. Because it was like I knew you. You know, like when you be on Instagram and you follow somebody for so long, it's like you kind of know them a little bit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like to be really formally sitting here with you, man. It's an honor, man.
No, definitely
Honor
honor
for
with
sure,
you,
man.
man. And I respect you too. Like I see how you be with your kids and
Definitely,
different
man.
things. Like you got a daughter and a son.
Yep. I just recently got custody of my daughter, man. Yep. So that was a blessing. I hadn't seen her in 2.5 years.
Mm.
You know, her mother was just was keeping her away from me. As that, you know, for whatever reasons that she felt like she needed to, because she was going through things in her life, you know. So I'm grateful. I got her, you know. We go put her on the right path, you know, and we gonna make sure that she head in the right direction and start creating success and values and having morals and principles in her life, man. You know, because my parents split up when I was 9, 8. They split when I was 8. So when that happened, it was a shift in my life. You know what I'm saying? Because now mom at work, dad gone, you know, and when you take that when you put that equation, when you subtract that from the household, that man, especially a black boy being at home, he's subjected to everything else that's around him. You know, yep. So yeah, 'cause that was it though, man.
Yeah. I just had a daughter in January.
Congratulations,
too.
man.
So I don't know. We got a lot of similarities. So
Yeah.
it's just dope. Like I had a show where I was giving out relationship advice, you know, to women and different things like that, and men. And now it's like it's almost like I was looking for love, and I created one. I had a daughter because my mom, both my parents didn't raise me, my biologically, so I was in foster care.
Okay.
Then my dad's sister adopted me, so everybody loved me. But I'm
Right.
talking about just from your mother and my dad. He did his best. You know what I'm saying? And my dad definitely showed love. But my dad, he didn't even know where I was at when I was younger.
Really?
He didn't know where I was at all. And I had got my records. They had documented my life from when I was like 6 months to about 9, 10 years old. And I looking at the records, it was showing that my dad, his name wasn't even in the records like when I was born.
Really?
Nope.
Well, so how did he find you?
My dad found me. So I was in foster care. My dad was a player too. He was smooth.
That's where you get it from.
He was
Look.
smooth, and he could dress like cashmere, trenches, furs, all that. They said my dad was the only one in middle school with a feather in his hat. Nobody could still wear hats. But my dad found me because he was dating this woman, and he used to always talk about me like, I got a son, but I don't know where he at. So the lady was like, well, what's his name? She was like, his name's Stanley, same name as me. She like, oh, well, my sister got she has a son named Stanley too. He was like, well, what do he look like? And she started describing him, what he is, his personality and different things like that. And then she came back with a picture, and that's how he found out where I was.
Wow.
He was
that's
dating
crazy.
my foster mom's sister.
Okay. Wow, small world.
And so then my dad that was when he started seeing me, and I started seeing me at the center and everything like that.
Okay.
So, but yeah, man, I got a crazy life. So that's why like I value like when it comes to like family, different things. And I feel like a lot of men don't get they flowers, you know, when they try their best.
Mm-hmm.
My dad tried his best,
He
you know what I'm
tried his
saying?
best,
And
yeah.
that's all that most people ask for is just the trying.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely commendable, you know, seeing you with your kids and everything like that.
Likewise, man.
And another thing I want to just I'm gonna throw some words out there. I just want you to just tell me you know, what you think about it, how it has impacted your life.
Okay.
Giving back.
Mm-hmm.
That's 2 words, but giving back.
Giving back. Giving back does something for me spiritually, you know, because I remember times I didn't have, you know, and I remember times where I wanted to get things and I wasn't able to afford them, and I wasn't able to. A lot of times I went without, you know, and it makes you feel better for you to be able to do something for somebody else, you know, because you never know what nobody going through in life, you know, and I ain't one of the people who turn my back on people. So if I'm able to give a helping hand, why not extend that olive branch, man? You know.
Fatherhood.
These some good questions you shooting at me. Fatherhood takes place when the man sheds his immaturity. You know, so I became a father when I got rid of my childish ways. You know, so it's important for every man out there, you know, important for us to shed those childish ways and step up to the plate and be the father that you know you could be, or the father that you didn't have in your life.
Leadership.
You know, I said this earlier on Instagram. It's 2 things that separate a leader from being a leader and a follower. Is what you feed it and what you starve it. So you got to be careful what you feed, you got to be careful of the things that you feed. Be careful of the things that you following, because whatever you feed that, you will become consumed with what you follow. You know, and you want to not starve your leadership qualities. You want to feed that. You want to feed that with potential. You want to feed that with knowledge. You want to feed that with eagerness to be able to give back, be able to be a father, you know? So it's 2 things that separate a leader from a follower: what you feed it and what you starve.
And the last one, we're going to touch back on the ones you just said. Positive energy.
Oh, positive energy, man. You know, for me, it's about being, when we think of positive energy, a lot of times people think it's just somebody being positive. Like we don't have bad days. Like we don't go through negative situations in life, right? But positive energy is the anticipation of good. You know, that's having that faith to say, I'm going through this and it might be dark at this moment, but I'm gonna push through and I'm gonna anticipate that good fortune will come to me by me moving forward, by me handling these obstacles that's coming at me hurdling over these different scenarios in life that I go through. You know, so positive energy is about being able to see the light at the end of the tunnel. It's about being able to give back, having that fatherhood, being that leader, man. Positive energy is what really connects us all, because we all go through negative situations and have negative thoughts in our life. So positive energy is just the universe moving, man.
It's funny. I was watching your videos earlier, so I'll probably watch about 50 of them. You know, just your speeches and everything. So I'm playing it at the house, and my girl, she like, who is that? And I'm like, that's positive energy. And she like, man, he got a lot of energy. She's like, that's gonna be a great interview. I was like, yeah, he dope. But
Thank you, man.
I went back and I'm looking at your old videos.
Yeah,
I look at the old ones,
right,
and then I look at your new ones. So a lot of times, like, I like to see the progression.
Yeah, the growth.
So I remember when you first started, I was like, okay, it was the message was still there.
Yeah.
You was a little. It's kind of like you was going into it, so it wasn't like flowing as much.
Yeah, definitely.
But it's like you got better and you got better and you got better.
Thank you, man.
Then you start running in the camera.
Yeah.
I seen you falling.
Right.
Like I like the one with the stop sign.
Oh,
And
yeah, that
was
stop
dope.
sign, that was
the one with the box. That was a nice one too.
Thank you from the Kims. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. And the one with the guy and he was selling drugs. So the guy took his bag and then he pulled the gun out of him.
Yeah. Shout out to my little bro Ernie and my homie Phil, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. I wanted to get as many people as I could involved that come from the areas we come from,
Mm-hmm.
and get them doing something positive.
Mm.
You know, because I know, like I know it's so easy for us to fall in that trap with so many different distractions, man. So many things. Go back to that pool thing. So many things pulling against us. You know, a lot of things don't pull us toward the best things, you know. So it was like I was intentionally like making sure that I get these guys involved, you know, making sure that I reach out and say, you want to be a part of this? And not only do you want to be, I need you a part of this, because this is going to make you feel better about yourself because you're doing something positive.
Right.
You know, because positive energy affects you mentally, spiritually, emotionally, you know, and when you have positive energy, you want to spread it. And then that positive energy becomes contagious, you know, and when you got it, the next person get it. The next person get it. You know, like the cars I got, like, you know, that smile, you know, that effect that has on somebody when you just walking past somebody who could be having a bad day and you smile at them. Man, like,
Yep.
you change somebody's whole mood. You change, like, somebody could be, like, while I put this on the shirts, and it's more, when you get more in depth with it, it's like somebody can see these words and they could be going to go do something stupid. That's dot, you know, but just them seeing the words, positive energy, you change their whole thought process. You know, they could be feeling down, you know, they could be going through a whole negative situation that we don't even know they're going through, but you just having on this shirt affects them in a positive way, man.
That's dope. Yeah, you definitely right about that. Like your pretty much all the negative people that I had in my life, I got rid of them. I cut them off, and I just feel like if somebody in your life and they being so negative and it's like draining and they on your back, probably shouldn't be around you, especially if they're not challenging you mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, or intellectually.
Yeah.
They just it's like wearing ankle weights and having one of them ankle book bags on you all day.
Right. Yeah.
And you don't even know why you tired. You tired because of the people that surround you. They're not feeding you. They're not fueling you the things that you need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be having like bad days, and like I said, I just had a tragedy. It'd be all type of stuff going on. But it's not fair if I bump into you and I give you that. You don't deserve that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna treat everybody the same way.
Yeah.
And it's I guess it's hard as a black man because we face so much. You know, just waking up and going outside. You know, and you got kids, so you want to be able to make it back home to your babies.
Definitely.
So, but we gotta be strong and you know, we gotta be, you know, because for one, you got a son and you teaching him, you know, how to become a leader. Would you rather be a leader or a boss?
I'd rather just be me, man. You know, I could gain as long as I'm being myself, I'm gonna have them leadership qualities, you know? And as long as I invest in myself, I'm gonna be a boss, you know? Because boss, when you break it down, you know, breaking, the B means breaking, the O means R, the S means success, the other S means story. We all just trying to break our own success story, man. You know? So I just, as long as I'm being me, like, and I'm showing up as me every day, I can't do nothing but lead myself in the right direction. You know, as long as I'm showing up as me, as long as you showing up as S. Dot every day, you can't do nothing but be the best boss that you could be. And that's by breaking your own success story, man.
That's dope.
You know?
Yeah. I've been working for myself since 2018, so I see it say
Same, we got
established
so many
2018.
so many similarities, man.
I know we had the link,
Yeah.
and yeah, I've worked for myself since 2018, and I just remember before I made that jump, people used to ask me like, "Why you so happy? Like, why you always coming in here? Why you giving all this positive energy?" And I was like, "Cause I know where I'm about to be at." So even though we putting these couches and these mattresses on this truck,
Yeah.
like I know I'm gonna be doing a show one day with Sterling. You know what I'm saying? I know I'm gonna be doing movies. I know I'm gonna be making candles and doing all these different things because I visualize it in my head first.
That's one of your candles right there.
That's one of them. Yep. Smell like that liquid gold.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's just like, but I told somebody, I said when I go to work.
That's him.
Yeah. I said when I go to work, I'm Clark Kent. But when I leave here, I'm Superman.
Yeah.
So it's almost like I'm Stan when I'm at work. When I leave, I'm S. Gordon.
Yeah.
So it's like, if you can visualize yourself being that superhero, you might wear a suit right now.
Yeah.
But when you take that suit off, you got that cape under there.
Yeah.
A lot of people just be themselves. They don't know how to turn it on and turn it off.
Yeah. You got to be able to adapt.
Yeah.
Yeah. For sure.
Yeah, because when you go home, I'm sure most people, they just want to sit back, put my feet up.
But you can't do that though. You can't do that though. You can't when you go home, especially the lives that we live, we got to go home and keep applying ourselves. Go home and read. Go home and work out. Go home and spend time with our kids. Spend time with our girl. So most of the time, like, I'm sure just like you, our cape always on. That superhero, he always on. You know what I'm saying? But that's being able to, like you said, knowing when to turn it off and knowing when to turn it on. But most of the time, we always in superhero mode. Because we got to be superhero for ourselves, for all the despair and the traumatic situations we went through, and all the times we had to push ourselves through. Then we got to be the superhero to our children. We got to be the superhero to our girls, our extended family. Like even at work, you got to be a superhero.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Because if you don't make the things move, who else gonna make them move?
Right.
So like,
you're right. Yeah, I had I appreciate you for giving back. I be seeing you give out food to the homeless and turkeys and toys. Like you do so much giving back.
God willing.
And even if it's just taking $200 and going and buy 200 McChickens, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that I feel like people like yourself, I feel like the world should know who you is.
God willing, man.
So when I be seeing, I'm like, dang, he do a lot of stuff that I do.
Right. Yeah.
And it's funny that I remember back in 2016, I posted a video on my Instagram. And it was a guy, he was out there and it was snowing. He had a beater on sitting at the bus stop. And I was with...
In the cold, in a blizzard?
Yep, in a blizzard. And I was with my boy and I had a sweater in my backseat. It was like $80 sweater. I'm like, now I'm about to give him this sweater. He's like, you ain't about to give him that. You just bought that sweater. I'm like, it ain't even about that. I'm like, he needed more than I do.
Exactly.
And this before anybody knew, really of me, of giving back, or nobody really knew who I was as far as like on social media. So I parked my car middle of the traffic light, gave him the sweater, and he put it on. He was like, thanks, man. Like it's cold as hell out here.
Yeah.
So my boy was recording. I didn't even know. He recorded it the whole time. So I'm going through my phone. I see it. I'm like, and I posted it on my page. And somebody commented and said, giving isn't showing what you do. Giving comes within. So I sat there and I contemplated it for a while. I'm just like, because I wasn't posting stuff like that. I wasn't showing the things that I normally do, because that stuff I was doing on a regular. Lady be cutting her grass, I'll get out, cut her grass for her. Just like I seen when you was helping a lady with her car seat, and you know what I'm saying, and you grabbed her, yeah, her baby car seat, and you grabbed it or whatever. He's like, no, I got that. You know what I'm
I
saying?
don't even remember. Damn. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
you did something like that too. But I was just thinking, I'm like, dang, why? Maybe I shouldn't post no more videos like that.
I've
But
been
then
there too,
then I thought about it, and I said, look, I'm not out here posting a bunch of money and drugs and posting just the glamour of the street life and all of that. I was just doing something positive.
yeah.
And I had did something again when I gave back, and he commented again, like, you don't got to keep doing it. And I say, listen, I told him, I said, listen, I could be out here showing a bunch of drugs and leading the people down the wrong path. So I feel like people like yourself and me, we need to put that out there, because we're competing with the rapper or the people who being negative out there. They need to see strong black men with their kids giving out turkeys and toys and different things like that. And I want to tell everybody, if you out there and you want to give back and you feel like, well, and I don't know if I should put it out there. No, put it out there. You got to put out that energy.
Got to.
Because it's a young kid out there that's going to be next.
Yep.
So he going to put out the energy. So now you create that cycle. But if you constantly seeing people glorifying drugs and different things, now more people going to want to glorify drugs.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's how it always been. How do you feel about that?
I was waiting on you to ask me that too, man. Let's go back. Okay, let's go back to biblical times, right? Okay, when Jesus was doing whatever he was doing, and I'm not comparing us to Jesus at all. So don't take this like I'm trying to say that we are doing what Jesus did. We just doing God's work. You know, we his disciples, right? How did the word spread about Jesus? From people talking about it. You know what I'm saying? People was seeing what he was doing visually, right? They were seeing what he was doing visually. And then that made them say, oh, I got to follow what he doing. I got to go tell James about this. I got to go tell S.Dot about this. I got to go tell Lee about this. He doing amazing things. You know, so we are in a visual world, you know, because I had them thoughts too, like, I don't want to post what I'm doing, you know, because then people, when you less fortunate and you in that situation, that position, you know, you could be embarrassed by being put on camera, you know? So I had them thoughts as well, like, dang, do I want to put them on camera? And when I went down, you know, and I was passing out the food, some dudes was like, no, don't put me on camera. Don't nobody know I'm down here. You know what I'm saying? So we put the camera up. But we are in the visual world. How else are people going to get inspired and want to see people doing positive things? So you have to record this. You have to record yourself. So like you said, you can inspire that young man who's seeing the rapper just smoking weed, showing money, the girl on Instagram shaking her butt. You know what I'm saying? Like, the negativity is at an all-time high. You know what I'm saying? Like, you post something negative, you get 200 likes in a minute. You post something positive, you know,
I'm gonna be less.
but you know what somebody told me? He say, a couple weeks ago, man, somebody, OG from the hood, he say, God's timing is always slow, you know? So, like, when we doing what we doing, of course it's gonna take longer, you know, because we working on God's timing. But in the end all be all, his time is the best time, because when he give it to us, it's gonna be right on time, bruh. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta record. Like, we have to record. Not that we looking to be for a pat on the back,
Right.
but we doing it to inspire. And as long as our heart is in the right place and we doing it for the right reasons, do what you do, man. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. Yeah, I didn't had kids that I give cleats to JFK every year, the football team.
Hey, do you?
So I remember when my first pair of cleats was some ponies.
Pony's hard. I mess with pony. Pony hard,
No,
bro.
not no cleats though. Them
The
went,
shoe hard. Pony hard.
But the thing was, I was the best player on the team. Like, I averaged like 9-10 sacks a game.
Did you?
I was nice. And that was my very first year. So
What team you play? You just this high school or
this was my first year. So I was like 9 or 10. I played Muni League
Who you play for Muni League?
for the Well, at first it was the Holden All Stars, and then it was then it turned to Maple Heights Lions.
Ah, yep.
Yep. And then I played for I played Pee Wee both of those years, and then I went to the Warriors. Played for the Cleveland Warriors. Yep. So, but yeah, like that's what I did. Like my first pair of cleats was some ponies, and I remember when I went to Kennedy, that's where I played football there. We had played this team out in Warren, and I remember they had gave our football team all blacks fried chicken and some Kool-Aid.
Oh,
and
did they?
And on top of that, they gave us like some cleats, which we was grateful, but they was all used cleats.
Oh, okay.
So I remember sitting on the knee, and then some of the guys was happy, and I'm just looking. I'm like, one day, I'm gonna buy brand new cleats and give it to the team.
Oh, you was manifesting back then.
Yeah, and I was in like 11th grade, and I was just thinking about, I'm like, man, I want to get brand new cleats one day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I used to watch like the mafia movies when they had the trench coats on, giving out toys. That's what I glorified. That the other part, I was like, man, that's pretty cool. Like them giving out the toys and the turkeys and different things like that. But I just always wanted to give back since I was little. You know what I'm saying? Well, I was giving back when I was little, but I wasn't able to give as much as I can right now. So that's why like I do some of the things that I do because of like my upbringing and my childhood. Like now it's been about credit and financial literacy, economic empowerment. A lot of our people we complain about different things, but I'm a man of solution. So what are we gonna do about it? That's why I tapped into media, because I understand that who's watching their phone and they TV. It's the kids. So why would I sit there and complain like, man, my daughter watching this or my stepson or whatever? No, I'm gonna make my own cartoons. I'm gonna build my own media company, and I'm gonna put out
doing it.
positive energy. You know what I'm
sure.
saying? And I can give out these messages like that. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta you can't complain or say, well, this ain't this and that ain't that. No, you gotta do something about it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what I feel like more people need to do. But to go back to the credit, I had messed my credit up when I was I used to manage artists, and then I was homeless, and I lost everything, and my credit got messed up. I had like a 500. So recently, I just started focusing on my mind, my body, my spirit, and I start focusing on credit. And I'm almost at a 700 now. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate it. But I'm not only about to be at a 700. Now I am about to do something where I can help fix credit for the high school kids coming out of high school now. I want to teach them what I'm learning. I'm teaching them the same thing, because it's like
they don't have financial literacy in school.
Ain't no financial literacy. They just did something in Florida. I seen where they got to teach financial literacy or something like that.
I seen that. Yeah,
but it's not in other states. But it's like you got a bunch of kids. I got a bunch of kids. Why we can't teach them what we know? Even if it's just simple stuff like how to write a check or income statements, balance sheets. We can show them like those different things. And you know how they said take a village to raise a child?
Yeah.
Now it might take a whole nation to raise a child.
Definitely.
And it's because of the internet.
They do.
How is it a balance of being a father and going after your mission and your purpose in life?
That's a good one. I make sure that they know that I'm doing what I'm doing for them, and I'm trying to build a legacy. You know, because regardless if they want to do what I'm doing, I want them to be able to have resources so they could do what they want to do. You know, like, of course I do stuff for me, but I stopped thinking about myself a long time ago, man. Anything I'm doing, you know, I'm setting up for their future. I'm trying to set up for my community. I'm trying to set up for black people. You know, I got like, you know, friends who lost their lives. I got to make sure I'm there for their kids. You know, so I let them know that everything I'm doing is for them, you know. And it ain't about sacrificing. It's about making adjustments, you know, because when you sacrifice, you take away, you know. You got to put yourself to the side. I ain't putting myself to the side, but I'm gonna make these certain adjustments just for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Because I changed my life, man. You know, like when you asked me, was it rough growing up? It was a lot of rough moments, man. Running away, mom on drugs, domestic violence in the house. I was homeless. I was charged with aggravated robbery, felonious assault when I was 20. At 22, I was charged with murder. Like it's a lot of, it's be so surreal. Like, I don't even know how I'm doing what I'm doing. Like, I'll be like, I ain't even supposed to be here. You know what I'm saying? So these moments, like sitting here with you, like, I admire you. Like, this is a surreal moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then, being homeless, you know what I'm saying? We got so many similarities at Stop, man. Like, it's crazy, man, but I'll have to tell him, man, like, I make these adjustments for y'all, I'm not. So I think having the work and the kids balance is like, I don't even think it's a balance. It's like, I gotta do it. I have to. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I have to adjust every day and make sure that I'm telling them every day, like, and instilling in them the things, like, that wasn't instilled in me fully, or I didn't recognize it at an early age,
Right. That's dope, man. I feel like it should be more conversations like this, and not even just conversations, but actually us men coming together. You know what I'm saying? Like, when you giving out 200 chicken sandwiches or burgers or whatever, call me. I'm a match you. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
And I feel like it'd be a lot of envy, or why he doing that, or why, you know what I'm saying? You know why I give out cleats? Cleats cost $1,500, $2,000.
Do they?
So if I could go to the club, if somebody go to the club and go get a section, why you can't get cleats to your high school football team?
Yeah.
Or get tennis shoes for the basketball team. You know what I'm saying? Or go buy 300 book bags. They don't cost that much, especially if you get them in bulk. So it's like, I feel like that's a real flex. If you gonna flex for the kids.
Yeah.
Do
generation.
for them. Cause that one kid that you gave some cleats to, they gonna come up to you and they be like, hey, I'm a doctor now. I remember when you gave me some cleats when I was, in the 10th grade, and you don't even remember who.
You don't even remember
it.
Yeah.
Like, I taught over 2,000 kids how to tie a tie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you do that too. You be doing some dope stuff, bro.
Yeah. I have, to be honest with you, I had started just more so, after I stopped managing artists, I started focusing on the community. I start, sometimes, like, giving back is almost like it's like you at peace with yourself.
Yeah.
So I was doing the cleats, and I started selling my fragrance bottles because I was knocking on doors all over Lee and Harvard, and it was so hard to get donations from people. And I'm like, yeah, I want to give out 500 toys, for the community. I want to give out these cleats, and a lot of people wouldn't even give me no donations.
No donations, yeah.
So what I did was I got my own fragrance, and I had did a little cookout, and I was selling dinners. It was my purpose and my mission to give out these cleats and to give out these toys. So that's what I did. And I sold my product, and I think I made like $2,200. So I was able to buy the cleats. So once I did that and I posted the video, now a lot of people start giving me donations.
That go back to, like, we gotta record because we in a visual world, and when people see that now, it inspires them.
If they don't see it, the people say it don't happen.
It don't happen. Yeah.
It don't happen. Even when you do it, like, man, I do so much stuff. Like, it was these little kids at the gas station. They was going around begging people for money. They probably was like 10, 11, 12. So they was like, hey, mister, I like your car. Can I have some money? And I'm like, never ask a man for nothing. Like, you want something, you got to go get it on your own. So it was like, but you got some money? And I'm like, I got some money because I went out there and I worked for it, and I made it. I said, when I was your age, I had my first business selling candy. I used to walk around with a cooler. I used to bag up Fruities I used to buy them 50 cents and sell them for $1. I doubled my money.
Yeah.
So, excuse me. So y'all need to work for yourself. I said, where y'all at right now? They was like, we at a gas station. I say, so why don't you ask, can you pump someone's gas and see if they can give you
That's a good
some
one
money
right there, yeah.
And they was like, oh, we didn't think of that. And then I was like, but I'm gonna give y'all some money, but I need y'all to do something for me first. It was like, what? I said, give me 10 push-ups. And I'm like, I
gotta
get
work
all
for
y'all
it.
$5. So
Yeah.
it's just the valuable lesson in that. Like, I could have just been like, nah, man, forget y'all. But no, I'm gonna give y'all some game, and I'm gonna show y'all how to actually go make the money. I feel like that needs to be more. It needs to be more game and guidance in this world right now, especially from men. We need to start speaking up. Like, you see some young dudes doing something, say something. But it's a way that you talk to people.
Yeah. Yeah.
How you feel about that? Like, just, you know, the way, because I feel like it's a disconnect, you know, when it comes to like the youth and the older generation.
You know, with me and you, like, you remember that song J. Cole, Middle Child? Like, we right in the middle. You know what I'm saying? So we understand we just coming out of our youth and we heading into the latter years of our adulthood. Right? So it's like, if you teach a man, if you show a man how to fish, he eat for a day. If you teach a man how to fish, he eat for a lifetime. So we have to show how you told them to get down and do push-ups. You showed them that they have to work for it because nothing in life is free. Nothing. At the end of the day, somebody will always want something from you. You know? So I just think, you know, we understand it because we right in the middle. We right in the middle. So we see both sides. We see both optics. You know, but then we also got to remember, like, you got to remember when you was that age. And people forget because they be so far removed and they be stuck in their ways. You know, when you get older, you be see, oh, these kids, this is that. What was you doing?
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? You was in the club. You was, you know, you was living your life.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I just think we can't forget, like, we've been that age before. You know, but you did it. That was a hell of a thing you did, man. Like, you showed them how to fish. You know, they gonna remember that for a lifetime.
I remember when I was in Atlanta, I was out in Atlanta, me and the artist I was managing at the time, and it was kids just knocking on all the apartment
the
doors.
water boys.
No, they was just like, hey, can we take y'all trash out?
Oh, for real?
And I was just like, man, I was so impressed. I'm like, man, I gave them 20.
Yeah.
It's two of them. I'm like, yo, I split it 10. They only said like $3 or something like that. And I'm like, man, this the type of hustle that my
That's that
city need to see.
hospitality, though. It's different down there.
And the apartments, like, that's the type of kid I was.
Yeah.
I was cutting 10, 15 houses a week. You know what I'm saying? When I was 9, 10 years old.
Right.
I was shoveling driveways, washing cars, raking leaves. Like, I was hustling. And if I had to, I'd go out there and shovel some driveways right now.
But you don't even see nobody, the kids shoveling snow no more.
We just had these storms. And my stepson, I'm like, dude, go make some money. Like, we was making $20, like, when I was young, 10 for the front, 10 for the back.
Right now, they can charge like 50.
50, $60.
Yeah.
I would have paid it. If a kid would have knocked on my door, I had
all
about
that
$60,
snow?
$70 for him.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like, man, because it took me 3.5 hours. I was like, I gotta give me a snowblower or something.
Yeah.
Or make me a snowblower and sell them.
Right.
But I just feel like it's valuable. But it's gonna come because, like you were saying, that we see both sides.
Yeah.
My brother told me, he said, Stan, sometimes you gotta be your own best friend. I'm like, well, what you mean by that? He said, you gotta jump out your body and look at yourself.
Yeah.
And he said, well, you can look at you. He said, how you gonna tell somebody else something when you can't look at your own self? So if I told somebody something, trust me, I already evaluated me.
Yeah.
I critiqued myself already.
Exactly.
So sometimes people tell people stuff when they ain't even look at their own self in the mirror.
Yeah.
They still looking out the window.
They still looking out the window. Scared of that reflection.
Yep.
Because that reflection gonna tell them the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I just feel like that's important, man. Stop looking out the window and look in the mirror, y'all. And it's like that car. Most people, they always worry about somebody else. You got a car. Now you looking in the rear view mirror. You looking backwards. But you got a big windshield in front of you. Look at that windshield. Use your windshield. Go this way. Don't go backwards. You know what I'm saying? And even when you going through adversity and you going through these different things, just keep moving forward.
Mm-hmm.
Move forward. Because if you constantly let things hit you and you going this way,
Mm-hmm.
you're going to stay that way.
Right. It's a saying that say, if you keep revisiting your past will follow you in your future.
Mm.
So it's you don't want to keep revisiting that, but a lot of times we play that out over and over, and it limit us to who we trying to become.
Mm. That's dope. I mean, do you like read books or something? Like,
I read a lot of books, man.
Cause you be like you be on point. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with the metaphors, you know what I'm saying? Like this is why I do what I do.
Mm-hmm.
I like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like hearing quotes and metaphors and really just learning. Like, I'm a sponge. I can learn from a 6-year-old kid.
You can learn from anybody, man.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody.
Yeah.
And it's crazy you say that because, like, I ain't never even told them where this. They about to get some raw material. So, like, last year, right, I went through a mental breakdown, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because like I told you, like, I be feeling like it'd be so surreal with me accomplishing the things that I'm accomplishing after what I've been through.
Mm.
And it's like I was sworn with all these different emotions, man, like fear, guilt, pain, just so many different emotions was just, gluttony, as far as the money aspect, like so many different emotions. So I went back to smoking weed. I went back drinking. Like, if you noticed last year, I wasn't shooting no videos. You know what I'm saying? But I was trying to, I go back to what I was just saying. Like, if you keep revisiting your past will haunt you and you will have to live that out, And so I went back. Like, well, I'm glad I did because I had to go back to find something. You know what I'm saying? It taught me, like, that's not where I want to be. I forgot my train of thought. What was I saying?
You went back to your past. You started getting those habits again.
Yeah, I started picking up those habits because I was running, because I was scared to face. I was scared. How can I put it as that? Like, I was running because I was scared to face the person I'm
becoming.
Yep. And it's like all these expectations on me. Like, they wanted me to run for councilman. Like, I got my record expunged and stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it was like so many different expectations. There's people pulling me this way, and around so many different people. But I'm still living with so much guilt and so much fear, so much anger, so many, like, all them different emotions, man. Like, and they get bottled up in you. And, so like I had to go back to when I first started. I had to start back working out. I had to start back reading. I had to start back going on peaceful walks. You know what I'm saying? Like, I had to roll back and restructure myself. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes we lose that structure. You know what I'm saying? We lose it. It'd be so easy to lose. Like they say, it's easy to lose but hard to get back. But it's only hard if you make it hard to get back. You know what I'm saying? So, like, yeah, you just got something about it. Yeah,
that's dope.
Just keeping it real, man. You gotta, I gotta let the people know, like, I'm human.
Exactly.
We
are human, bro. I went through something like that too, cause I always just try to help people, and it's this girl that I seen her page, and I'm like, I was just want to give her some advice. So I called her. I said, hey, I'm looking at your social media. Like, why don't you tell people, like, what you do? Like, you do a lot of dope stuff, but you don't. Yo, Instagram is like your resume. Like, so why don't you put what you actually do on there? Put your links in that. And she was like, well, can I give you some constructive criticism? And I'm like, go ahead, shoot it. She said, the day that you become a millionaire is the day that you get in shape.
Right. Yeah.
And I was just like, dang, like, she just shot me. But I like that. I like when people critique me and they tell me things, because I go back to the drawing board. And then I had a daughter, like 6 months later.
Congratulations again, man.
Appreciate it, man. And I'm holding her, and she tried to like suck my chest. Like I had some milk in there.
She wanted the daddy.
I'm like, baby, I ain't got nothing for you.
Yeah, right.
And I was like, man, I gotta get back in the gym.
Yeah.
So it was just
You need
like,
to wake up call sometimes.
yeah, it was just like one of those, like, because when she was born, I'm like, man, I'm about to save 10, 15,000. I'm gonna just stay home for like a couple months.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Help my old lady out. And I'm at the house, and I had read this book. It's called The Way of the Superior Man.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fire.
Yeah, and it was just talking about like knowing your, like, as a man, never forget your mission and never forget your purpose.
Yeah.
So when I'm at home, and long story short, I wasn't able to say that 10, 15,000 because, you know, we was having a lot of complications with pregnancy, and it was just a lot going on. So when I wasn't working, it's like I just got my money sitting there, so I'm bleeding money now.
Yeah.
But long story short, I'm at the house. I'm like, dang, like, I got a daughter. Like, it was fear, like the words you said earlier. And I'm like, dang, like, I got a whole kid. Like, what am I going to do? You know, I don't, like Jay-Z said, like, he said in the song, he said, man, I got a kid. Like, I'm a father. Like, I don't want to let my kid down. You know, like, my parents might let me down. So I was like, man, I'm going to just do a half a day. And I just be out there hustling, doing my half a day, come home, spend time with my baby. So then I start reading, you know, I start focusing on my mind, like you said. And I was like, man, I need to get back, just run. Let me get back in the gym. So I just start working out, and then I just start running a mile a day and just start eating better. You know what I'm saying? I stopped eating like pork and beef. I started eating like a lot of salads and vegetables and different things, drinking smoothies, ginger shots. And I lost like 15 pounds. You know what I'm saying? And so far I done read 8 books already for the year.
Did you?
8 books.
Oh, you could read.
And I'm on my 9th one now. I'm on my 9th one now, and
I gotta catch up. Man.
I said I gotta get 100 books. You know, by the time I hit 40, I need 100 books. So far I'm almost at 30 now between the last 3 years. So it's just like I start educating my mind. I start focusing on my mind, body, spirit. Spirit has been relationships with my family. You know, going back into my past, figuring out who I really was. Cause I'm the same way, bro. Like, man, I'm about to be at 10,000 followers, and I got a network of 30,000 people. So it's just like I'm getting pulled left and right. Everybody want to meet with me now. I'm throwing events. I got 300 people showing up. I done sold over 12,000 bottles of my fragrance. I'm getting sponsorships and all type of stuff. So it's just be like,
overwhelming sometimes.
so it's like, dang, like, I need to get my balance. So when I go running every morning, I'm getting my mind right. You know what I'm saying? When I wake up in the morning, I see my daughter, she calms me. Even when I'm having a bad day, I go and I just kiss her and I talk to her. So that's dope, man. Like, I'm just grateful to you know, just be able to share like something like that with someone. Definitely. You know, sometimes I meet a lot of people, and I've met a lot of successful people as well. But success doesn't come financially all the time or the things that you have. Success comes from here. It's all a mind state. It's a mentality. Because I was homeless. You was homeless. But did you stay in that same place? You just start building your mind up to get the things you want. You start believing, all right, I'm about to get this. I'm going to focus on this and focus on that. What's next for you, Sterling? What's next for the whole Positive Energy brand?
Man, that's a good question, man. You know, I'm just taking it day by day, man. Week by week, month by month, man. You know, we got a lot of good things coming. You know, I don't really have, you know, I'm planning as I go. You know, every day I wake up, you know, that was half the battle. You know, like I said, you know, waking up was half the battle. You know, so the plan is just to keep going, man. Keep working on myself. As long as I work on myself, I can help work on the world. You know, I can help work on the city. I can help work on my friends. I can help work on my family. You know, because as long as people see us good, that make them want to do good. You know, and I don't even think like go back to that envy thing. I don't even think it'd be envy and jealousy. I just think people just don't see the greatness in them, you know. And then when you great, you know, look at they self and question who they are, you know. And that's why we have to give people positive feedback and positive reinforcement. And we gotta pour into people. Like, you gotta keep doing what you're doing on your Instagram, showing people. I go back to that inspire. People don't see it, they think it's not happening. That's the world we live in right now, you know. So we have to keep pouring into ourselves, because what happens when we pour into ourselves? There's only so much you can pour into yourself,
Right.
and then you start to overflow, and then everybody else getting sprinkled with everything you got. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna continue to pour, man. I'm gonna continue to pour into myself and let the overflow happen, man.
Yeah. I'm starting to get pulled, like doing a lot of like public speaking and different things. And I actually did an event, and you were actually on the
I
panel.
caught COVID, man.
Yeah, he
Had
was on the
COVID.
panel, and I was like, damn, I'm gonna finally get to meet him, you know, in person.
Man, COVID. That was that COVID. Woo.
Yeah.
That was rough, bruh. Woo, hoo, hoo. I had it twice too.
Ooh.
First time was it was bad. The second time wasn't that bad though. First time was couldn't get off the couch.
Wow. Made it through though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's something that you know, I would like to maybe help you with in the near future.
God willing, man.
Give more speaking engagements and spreading that positive energy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like I was saying earlier, we hide our plugs. We never share information. We never say, you know what? I like what you doing. Like I want to match you, or I'm doing a speaking engagement. Why don't you come with me, man? I'm gonna give you a couple $. You know what I'm saying? Because they need to hear your message. You know what I'm saying? And we the same age.
Yeah.
I be going to the schools, like going inside the schools, and I tell them I want the worst ones. Give me your worst kids. I went back to my middle school, and we was in there, and
What middle school did you go to? Elliott?
I went to Elliott.
Did you? Okay.
Yeah, I went to Elliott. But L.A. Stevenson was the school, but it's K through 8 now. That's the elementary I went
That's
to.
elementary.
But I
right
went
there.
to Stephen E. Howe too, and I went to Joseph F. Landis too.
Okay.
I went to 3 elementaries, but I went back to L.A. Stevenson, and I was like, man, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna just, you know, give them. First, I was giving out tangible things, cleats, toys, teaching how to tie ties. I was doing different things like that, giving out ties. But I said I need to. Giving things is dope, but if you really want to give, you need to tap into this.
Yep.
They just want time. Like them young boys, them 6th through 8th graders, they want to be around you. They want to feel you. They want to know, like, dang, like I really got some positive energy. So the first day in the class, I said, hey, I was going there every Thursday for an hour, and I started bringing in people like yourself. I brought TZ from the Claire there.
That's the homie.
I brought who else I brought? I brought a firefighter in there.
Did you?
My boy AZ, he's an accountant. I brought a lawyer in there, and they look just like us. And I asked the kids, I said, who do you want to be when you grow up? They said, I want to be NBA YoungBoy. I want to be a basketball player. I want to be in the NFL. And I said, so that's why I'm like, man, let me start bringing in some guys who doing well for themselves. And it's crazy because a month and a half after I start bringing those people in, 2 6th graders walked up to me. They said, hey, Mr. Gordon, one kid, he said, hey, I want to be like you when I grow up. So then the other kid, like, no, I'm going to be like him first. So it made me think. I'm like, now I done gave out all these hundreds of toys and turkeys and different things. But it just took for me to go back and spend a little time with them for them to want to be like me. And that was like real powerful, and it always stuck in my head like, time is more valuable than anything. We gain success and we do not come back to our communities. We don't go back to the hood. It ain't a coincidence I go back to Lee and Harvard. It was a little girl who got shot in the head. Right there on Lee and Harvard. So that's why I go back to my community. You know what I'm saying? Because I realize that the kids, they need to see somebody like myself. They need to see somebody like you. They need to see somebody like anybody that's doing well, because it has to be a balance. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we glorify things that that we shouldn't glorify. I glorified it when I was that age as well. But you know, that's that. But I want you to lead the people with some, you know, a message. You know what I'm saying? It's a young kid out there. He feel like he against the world. He want to drop out of school, but he got one foot in the streets and one foot out. Like, what's the message you would give that young kid?
People, places, and oh, you want me to look at the camera?
Yeah, give it to him.
People, places, and things. Don't let people's opinions validate who you are. And the places that you go to, when they no longer excite you and they no longer serve a purpose for who you trying to become, that's growth. People, places, and things. And the things that you used to run to and you used to feel like you accomplished something and they no longer leave you they leave you unfulfilled. That's growth, man. So I want you to grow. I want you to understand that you're not gonna be this age for the rest of your life. So cherish these moments right now, but prepare for your future. That's positive energy.
We're gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
It's a pleasure, man, having you in here,
Same
man.
here, man. Love. Thank you for having me, man.
For sure.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play.